This is our extended cut of Savannah, Tennessee. No, this is not Savannah, Georgia, but one of my favorite scenes from The Office is when Oscar and Michael and what's his name on the show, Andy, are all talking about Savannah, Georgia. And I feel like I say Savannah kind of like Oscar does if I was to try it in a Southern accent. Savannah.
This plantation, we're running low on greenbacks, and we're having problems paying.
We'll see. All right, so this is the Tennessee River Museum, and if you're coming here to Savannah, Tennessee, make sure to visit this place to learn the history of the Tennessee River. This is a super quaint, small downtown. As you can see, there's some shops here, and then in the distance, there's a water tower that has the name Savannah on it. On Wednesdays, they have their farmers market right across the street. Inside the museum, you can learn about the Battle of Shiloh. You can learn about the different tribes that lived in this area. You can also learn about the Trail of Tears. So the rest of this video is just gonna highlight some of the things that you can see in the museum. We're about to go to lunch at Outpost, which is about 10 minutes away from here, and then we're going over to Shiloh to learn about some Civil War history and how over 23,000 Americans lost their lives in this clash that was not supposed to happen. So I'm looking at this, and a lot of these towns in Tennessee have town squares. What's interesting about this one is this is more of like a town rectangle. And what's really unique is that all these really small towns in Tennessee, they also have their theaters. And they've done a really great job preserving a lot of these theaters. And you go up and down this little strip in this town rectangle, and you have these really cool shops. I just stopped in at the soap factory. Woke up this morning, and I'm like, man, I need some beard oil. And I just got some beard oil right here, soap factory. And then I asked them what's the most masculine scent that they have. And this is their bar of soap. I'm excited to use their product. This is called Farmhouse. Aaron, what's your thoughts?
That's very good.
I'm excited to smell it. It's the Farmhouse. But there's a few other things around here. There's a coffee shop right down the strip. Then you have some restaurants. That place looks good.
Mama Fia's.
Mama Fia's. All right, we just left downtown Savannah and we're here at the Outpost. We just had lunch. I had a barbecue chicken plate. I also had sweet potato fries and corn on the cob. Then you can do some little shopping here in this general store. They have a lot of candies that you can get at an Amish store. If you're looking for some bait, if you're about to go some fishing here in this part of Tennessee, there's a little bait shop. And if you need a place to stay, there's like a little bed and breakfast Airbnb situation. And then the other ones are a few different other stores. So there's the Bigfoot and Company, which is a great company that I just shopped at for my wife. And then there's a little ice cream parlor down the way. And I had this Bluebell sea salt caramel ice cream with Reese's Pieces and Butterfingers inside of it. If you're looking for a great stop in Savannah before you head to Shiloh, you need to stop here at the Outpost. Now we're heading to Shiloh. Tennessee is filled to the brim with Civil War history. On April 6th and April 7th of 1862, the Battle of Shiloh happened here. I'm at the battlefield. This is the Confederate front line, and right here is 53 cannons representing the Confederate front line. On the other side of this hill, that's where the earthworks were for the Union Army. This was a two-day battle, as I said, a couple hours each day. The Union surrendered initially, and then ultimately, the Confederates lost at this battle. Some of the things that stood out to me is the incredible monuments. If you've never been to a battlefield of this caliber, there's nothing like this towards Nashville. This is a massive battlefield compared to the Battle of Franklin or Stones River or even Fort Donelson. But this happened really early in the war, and this made people realize, hey, this war is going to last a while. Early in the war, 1862, there's still 3 years left of this war. One of the interesting things about Shiloh is a lot of the veterans of that particular battle, both on the Confederate side and the Union side, helped shape this park. And so what does that mean? A lot of the supervisors of this park actually either served for the Confederacy or the Union Army. The difference between the Battle of Franklin is that site took forever to get preserved, and they're still working on that today. This is already preserved, which is crazy. And there's well-documented stories of these soldiers, and they can tell you on the land where they stood and who they either died next to or who surrendered. Just incredible, the preservation of this battlefield. I would recommend coming here, spending some time here, going into Savannah, eating over there or stopping at the outpost, and then coming here to this battlefield and learn the incredible deep history of what happened here. Just finished up here at Shiloh and learned about the Confederate victory and then the Union victory and then the surrenders, and over 23,000 Americans died in this battle. And so it was really interesting to see. What stood out to me the most was the Confederate monument with the Angel of Death and victory and this transaction of what was happening during this battlefield. Right here is the Tennessee River. This is one of the most significant rivers in the state of Tennessee. It's a very heavily used river for commerce, but this is where the ironclads were bombarding the Confederates back into the battlefield. We hope that you guys learned a little bit. If you're taking a day trip from Nashville, come down here to Savannah, visit Shiloh, or a weekend trip, whatever you're doing. If you have not seen these videos on our Instagram for these day trips over into West Tennessee, head over to our Instagram, XPLR.NASH, and check those videos out. Also, we're building out our web assets, so if you wanted to learn about this more in depth, we're gonna have blogs and photos and all that fun stuff. And guys, come take a tour with us, exploretours.com. We have some Nashville neighborhood tours that we have some Nashville walking tours that we're offering, and tours like this to these small towns, they're coming eventually. So head over to exploretours.com. I'm Stuart Deming. Thank you for exploring with us.